on now. Is everyone seeing my
Yes.
Okay. Welcome everyone. This is our mental game introductory session. Emilie Ramsahai here, and I'm going to be having Coach Tony Byran, who you saw on Saturday. He's going to complete the session. For those of you all who don't know or haven't been down to Chaguaramas before, this is the 8th hole at Chaguaramas Golf Course.
Oh, okay.
To the bamboo. This picture was taken by Sharon Atten, and it is really so beautiful down there. If you haven't been down there, you need to come down and experience this bamboo hole, one of our signature holes.
Correct. I used to want to go and freaking program zone in that bamboo street.
So many people always wish they would trim it at times, but during the dry season it gets very thin. So let's get started. That's just a plug for my home golf course, you know.
Everybody keep laughing because you know, you see man is gonna cut it. People don't know how to
Beautiful. But today we're going to talk about playing your best game. And if you could put in the chat now what you have experienced before when you played your best round of golf. Take a few minutes or a few seconds to think about it and you put it in the chat. Because playing your best game is when you are in the zone. And really and truly, there are things that you experience when you play your best game. And it's noteworthy to take the time to record what those feelings are, what those experiences are, so you can relive them in your mind and actually they will become a reality. So think about it, and I'm curious to know what they are, so please put them in the chat. So today we are going to focus on focusing. There are 4 main goals that we will be looking at, and we're going to have 4 sessions in these mental.
William says disaster shelters have to be adjusted to fall in line with COVID-19 treatment standards, which Dr. Preshot admits. Traditional centers could hold less than before.
Maybe listening to the news right now.
Centers established for COVID-19 patients.
Those that I'm noticing that are coming in unmuted. Okay, I just did that, so it should be okay. So we're going to be focusing over the next 4 sessions on confidence, trust, and self-awareness. But today, we're going to talk about focusing because a lot of the times when we're playing golf, we may lose our focus, like I just lost my focus and that loud noise. You may hear somebody screaming on the next hole. You may have one of your colleagues' cell phone go off. All sorts of things allow us to lose focus. But I do want to see if there was anything in the chat about what happens. And Mitchum has added that in his experience, when I play my best, I'm just confident with everything that I'm doing. And definitely when you're in the zone, that happens because the zone can be considered as a highly focused state of mind. To get into the zone, we must focus on the task, feel confident, as Mitchum said. He's so confident at that time in your skills and in what you are doing, and you play without fear. So, knowing how you feel in the zone or what you're experiencing in the zone is something to be aware of. But we're going to focus on how to refocus because the strategy to regain focus when you become distracted or let go of any mistakes that you would have made is important. And the first step in doing that is to recognize that you are not focused. You have to be aware that that is happening. Then you have to regroup by using a stop word or action. Please don't slap yourself on the golf course, but some of us might need to slap ourselves to just get that regrouping to happen. And finally, to refocus. So today we're going to talk some more about techniques to get you to refocus. One of the common ways to refocus is to engage your senses. Now, when I say engage your senses, you have your vision, what you're looking at. You can change the focus in terms of what you're looking at. Hearing, what you're listening to. Are you hearing the birds around you to take you into a zone where you are not focused on the things that are distracting you? Smell, taste, touch. These are the things that will help you to refocus, to get back into the zone. And some may be more useful than others. You have to know what type of person you are, and you have to experiment with different ones to really know what works for you. But I want to share with you some of those that have worked for me and some of those that have been around for many years. And one of the first ones is based on acupressure. Acupressure in terms of touch. Squeezing the lobes of the ears, and try it now. You can. Pulling on those ear lobes. These are acupressure points. And research has found that alpha wave activities increases immediately after performing the activity for just a minute. The left and right part of your brain is energized with this activity. And it's something that you can do easily while you move from hole to hole. Now, sound, that is another sense. And sound vibrations can help you refocus. Try this one. Cover your ear by putting your thumbs in your ear and make a humming bee sound. You can cover your eyes and do that humming bee sound again, and you will notice the vibration will run through your whole being, allowing you to disengage and refocus on what is the task at hand. So refocusing has been something that the breath has been used to do this. An alternate breathing, or alternate nostril breathing, is used to lower heart rate and anxiety. And this is something that happens when you make a mistake in golf. You get anxious, you get caught up in that bad shot, and you take it with you. You can use alternate nostril breathing to control your breath and to control your heart rate and to bring you back into focus. So you cover one side of your nostril and you take a deep breath in and you let it out from that same nostril. You can cover the other nostril, take a deep breath in and let it out. Now, there are different techniques in terms of covering your nostril, and there's also the use of stimulating your forehead or your third eye to bring calmness and to rejuvenate the nervous system. This is another way to refocus your attention to the task at hand, which is what we want to do every step of the way in golf. A lion face, and sometimes you see kids do this will help them in terms of tension, but they do it so naturally. And it's something that they will do as youngsters unknowingly to calm themselves, to relax their jaw, your neck and shoulder. The tension that builds up in your neck and shoulder is immense when you are upset on the golf course. So this is called a lion face, and you open your jaw, you relax your neck, and this allows you to refocus on the course. There are other options in terms of how you relax, but these are things you can do as you walk from hole to refocus. So refocusing between shots is what we want to practice with these techniques that I've just shared with you. So recognizing that you are not focused and regrouping by using a stop word. A stop word could be just stop. An action to recognize that you want to refocus are some of these techniques in terms of alternate nostril breathing, lion, jaw. You can also use your breath to deep breathe. These are ways to stop yourself to recognize that I'm going to refocus. And then you engage different senses. So the pre-shot routine combines the physical and the mental. And this is where before each shot, you have the opportunity to do a practice swing. But you don't just do a practice swing mindlessly. You just don't go through the motion of swinging the club without engaging specific images, without visualizing, without focusing on the target. So the physical and the mental must come together. And this is where Tony is going to go through the pre-shot routine with us, one that he uses. So I'm going to hand you over to Tony now. So I'll stop sharing my screen. And Tony, if you could just, I will mute my mic so we can get a...
Okay, can you hear me? Good. Again, welcome everyone, and thank you for the invite. And what we focus on is focusing. And one of the things I do is, I know when I work with kids, one of the greatest movies ever was The Lion King. And I remember there's a part where the, Simba goes to this monkey and he's upset about a number of things. He's holding on to baggage. And what the monkey had done was hit him in the head and said, forget about it. And one of the hardest things I know is that we have it's very challenging as humans is to detach ourselves from things. And not only for golf, but also for life. So what I do is, how do you detach yourself? For me, whenever I describe myself, I am, I'm curious, I'm fearless, and I detach myself. But when people say, well, what do you mean by detach? That's such an evil word. It means that I can let things go. And it takes a lot of practice, both on the golf course and in life. So one of the things I do is when I am at work and I need to get out and go on the golf course, I have to push myself away from my desk. And for 8 hours, we sat here and we attach ourselves to a lot of things. But now we have to let that go and focus in what you're about to do, which is enjoy your game. Now, as Mitchum had said, that confidence plays a large part. And one of the things I do is I prepare my mind and body when I'm going towards the golf course. In fact, that's where, I go on that's why there's a driving range. You go there to let it go. And I know that some driving ranges have a very hard surface, so you can't get under the ball, but at least at that moment, you can go to the driving range and find some valuable means in which you can use different methods of different stroke planes and everything else just to get you ready for the golf course. So one of the things is, preparing your mind and preparing your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So again, preparing your mind and body. So that's one of the first things I do. Now, while I'm on the when I'm there on the driving range, what I do is I know that there are 18 holes. There are 18 holes. So I know my first 6 holes will be my preparation. It means that I know I'm going to go through. Some of us, remember on your first hole, you say, man, everybody, let's take a mulligan. I think a mulligan or two, right? So I always hear that on the first hole. It's just that I need to detach myself. So I know for the first 6 holes is somewhere where I do my preparation and I work my way to the next 6 holes, which focuses on my mental strength. This is where I know I got to grind it through. But then comes the last 6 holes. And I know a lot of times this is where we lose a lot of focus. This is where things start falling apart. And somehow you just say, forget about it. I'm done. But this is not how you do it. What you have to do is focus and start visualizing your shots. And this is a very important process where, you imagine your swing, where the ball lands. A lot of times when we swing, when we get into our swing, a lot of us don't know where our body is in space. So what we mentally think about, and then somebody's like looking at it is like, man, is he really going to swing like that? Does he know what he's doing? It means that you need to take a deep breath. And some of us, as you said, close your eyes or just do something that brings you back to, I know a lot of golf pros, we tell them, take a deep breath, visualize the hole because you've practiced it before. Visualize that by closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and take a couple of practice swings. And from there, you can see the ball flight. You can see that the ball actually lands on a particular area that you want it to land, and then attack it from there. So again, the first thing I do is detach myself from things on the outside, prepare my mind and body, and then visualize the shots as I go through, do various exercises. And again, the second part is strength. So now we have to commit and follow through. So sooner or later, you're going to mess up. You're going to hit something wrong. But you got to let it go. You got to start thinking about, okay, you made a mistake. And it's okay, right? We all do. And that's what golf is about. It's about a series of mistakes. And how do you find those solutions? And how do you do that? For each moment, you got to learn to let it go. Now, before I move on, let's play a little game. I don't know if you can see, and we'll come back to it. I know my lighting is pretty bad here, but I have a picture up, and there's 7 objects. There's a pig. There's bananas. Everybody know what flag that is, right? Please say Grenada. An umbrella, a fire hydrant. What is that? A hummingbird. And balloons. So you have a pig, bananas, the flag of Grenada, an umbrella, balloons, fire hydrant. You can see that, right? You got it? Can you see it? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
You saw that, right? Okay, great. So yeah, so I have that picture. I put it up there. So one of the things we focus on is remembering what you saw. A lot of times when we go up and we take a deep breath and we take a look at the hole, we see the line and we say, okay, we're going to hit it. We know exactly where it's going to go. And a lot of times, you know what we do? We change our minds. And then we take the shot and we miss it. And then we say, shoot, how did I miss that? I should have gone with door number 1, and you missed that shot. So here's what I'm going to ask you right now. I took about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Everyone, can you write down what I just showed you? Could you remember what you saw? Could you remember what you saw? What I did is I distracted you. This is a distraction. Okay, you can put it down on the chat if you like. So again, this is what golf is about. It's a long walk with a lot of distractions. You gotta you got to internalize and know at this moment, this is where you are at right now. All right. Okay. I'm seeing here. Okay. I need 7 items. Let's see. Okay. Oh my gosh. Who is that person? Cleo. Hello to that person. You.
Hi.
Hi. How old are you? Oh, shoot, it's you.
Yeah.
You did this before, didn't you?
Yeah.
You remembered.
Yeah.
You remember when I came to Trinidad and I did that?
Yeah, you showed that same thing.
Oh, no, I didn't. I did a Grenadian. I had a banana and I had the Grenadian flag. But yeah, you remember some things. Even, in fact, you could remember it when I did it in, when, December?
Yeah, I remember.
Jeez, how could she remember and you guys can't? Thank you.
Welcome.
So this is the moment where you have to remember. And one of the things that I do teach is called cognitive behavior. And basically, cognitive behavior is to help the individual interact, change in thinking patterns and behavior, thereby improving the quality of life, not by the change of the circumstances in which the person lives, but by helping the person take control of his or her perception of those circumstances. So the goal is how do you manage stress and anxiety? How do you take it to the next level? How can you refocus when you're thinking about what you're going to eat? You know, somebody, you don't like this person's pants. Right now, you have to focus on golf. This is what you are here for. And I don't like the excuse like, man, you know, my shoulder hurting me and, you know, this is a problem today. And no, right now, we're focused on golf. So now one of the things you have to do is, again, accept the results no matter what. You know, at the end of a bad shot, you know, you got to keep moving and keep learning and keep focusing. Again, I break down the course in 3 ways. The first 6 holes is my preparation. The middle is my mental strength. And then the final is how I'm enduring it. I have to get through the endurance part of it. And I have to focus on all these 3. I'm going to give you one more thing that, again, I like to play games. My kids and I love to do this. So hopefully you can see this. Can you see this word? All right. So here's something we play. Look at the word. What do you think it is?
Market. Marketer.
No. Try again. I'll give you a hint. It has a sugared rim. Come on, older guys.
Marketer.
Margarita?
Oh my gosh, who said that again?
Me?
Oh my gosh. Okay, one more. Are you ready? Focus. Ready? Okay. What is that? Can you see that? Is it backwards or is it forwards? Can you see it?
Yes.
What is it?
Presenter.
No.
Press in
The hint is it's in the Oval Office.
President.
Go ahead. President what?
President
What?
Trump.
Yes. Can you see that?
Thank you.
Okay, one more. Are you ready? Can you focus? Okay, sometimes what you see is not what you see. What do you see?
Just to it.
Just do it.
Thank you. Who's
Just
that
do it.
again?
Me.
I got the me 3 times. We need to give her a hat. So again, one of the things that we focus on is cognitive training. And what we're looking at today is the situation. What is the situation today? Over time, we're going to go over things such as core beliefs, your thoughts, your behavior, your bodily sensations, as Emilie had put through, and also your emotions. How do you keep those intact? Because you need to stay focused and ready, because for this moment, this moment, you want to enjoy your game, right? And I know when I'm at a high, it is when it all comes together, it's because all I'm focused on is what's taking place in front of me. I've allowed myself to release all the baggages and focus on this moment. Again, preparing your mind and body by pushing away from the office desk, taking a breath. As Mitchum said, is the confidence, for the difficult shots. So I do that on the practice range. I go out there and I practice and I exercise what I'm about to execute. And from that, I visualize every shot because I've played these holes before. Come on, guys. You play the same holes. So why not, improve the shots? Try different shots. I know it's the wind, it's the earth, it might be the coldness in the air, but it's important to process those values and imagine your swing before it happens. Close your eyes, hold on, and release some of that stress. And then, of course, commit and follow through. Again, you have to go through those. You're going to make some last minute changes, but you do have to commit, follow through. And as I said, I recommend you closing your eyes again and removing that mental clutter to bring in that refocusing. And then again, always know that accept the results, right? No matter what happens, you have to release that and move to the next hole and refocus. You guys are good. I think those are all the games that if I hold one more thing up to that young lady, she's gonna get it. So I'm gonna have to change these games. For now, that is what, anybody has any questions? Did any of this add some value to what this is about, what the process in which we're going to take this through in these sessions? Are we good?
Sure did, yes. I think Emilie had mentioned something about either a pre-game routine or pre-setup routine that you do.
Yeah, for me basically is releasing. Hopefully you can see me. I don't have my, sorry about, so for me, one of the things I can do, hopefully you can, I apologize, it's a little dark in here. One of the things in which I want to do is, since I'm driving to the golf course, I kind of get to the golf course, and one of the things I know I have to focus on is my breath. Once I release that by breathing, I then focus on my body. I make sure whatever I'm sitting on is stable. Maybe, putting on my golf shoes, and I'm ready to, after switching that to there, I'll take one leg and I'll cross it over one. And from here, what I want to do is I want to release my hips because I've been sitting all day right there. Now I got to stand up and play golf. So I start from this position because this is where you are for about a long time. So I cross one leg, make sure that the chair is not mobile. I don't want you to fall. So, and then also a stable chair. So when I sit up, I make sure my shoulders and my hips are square because that's when we play golf, it is square, nice and square. So I find a position where my knee is, the leg on the floor, my knee and my ankle on the same plane. Hopefully you can see me. And then carefully, I take one hand and I gently press down to release my hip flexor. So I'm gonna feel it right in here. This area here, because guess what? This is where I want to use. This is going to be. I think you said you're what 200 what 72? No, never mind. after 200 shots. So what I do is I cross, I sit up, shoulders, this is my golf posture, and I gently press down to release my hip. But wait, there's more. From my sternum, I want to get into 5-iron posture by leaning forward, right there. And I can feel it traveling up my lumbar spine, right here. So I'm looking at my hip flexor and my lower back, because remember, this is stable. The thoracic spine is mobile. So here, right here is stable. This here is mobile. So I just stretch that out and then work right here into the lumbar spine. So from there, I can stretch them out. Hinge, posture, lean, good 5-iron posture. Do both legs for 30 seconds or so. From there, I take my legs about shoulder distance wide, because that'll be my, my pitching. And carefully, with a chair, I would sit and release the upper body. I want to stretch out my back. And then again, I'll stretch it out here. So these are exercises in which I can do. Now, one more is my rotator cuff. So a lot of times what I want you to do is this, see this here? This here is my golf swing, right in here, right in here. So this is an exercise though. So what I do is I take my hands, I pretend I'm serving something. I glue my hands to my sides, and from this, I pretend these are 2 doors opening and closing. The goal is to keep the door on the hinge to work inside here. So I'm looking at the rotator cuff, but by pulling it back, I know I'm working parts of the scapular and inside the shoulder safely. Now, if I take it overhead, I don't know you, so there might be a problem with the shoulder. So I'm gonna stay here and work here. So this is an exercise because eventually that's gonna go up in here. So we're looking at inside the shoulder. So these are a few things in which I could prep myself using a form of exercise to get myself ready. From my hip flexor to my lumbar spine to my thoracic spine to my shoulders. You saw how I went from the ground up? You notice I went from the ground up.
Tony, we have less than 1 minute left.
Oh my gosh.
So we're gonna have to close it off now, but we're going to do the session on Friday, and we will go through the pre-shot routine, discussing the pre-game routine there. But all these routines are important. We thank you all for coming on these calls. We also have Tony's session on Saturday as well. So we will post it on the WhatsApp group. If you're not on the WhatsApp group yet, please send me a WhatsApp, 759-2487. But thanks for your participation.